Hello. I'm hoping that the mic that I'm using is working okay, and that it's not staticky or breaking up or too loud or too soft. Oh, here's a yawn. I know it's been about a week or so, or like a little over a week, I think, since I last recorded, but I'm back, and I know that it was not the best week, the fact that I took so long to record a new video, but oh, it's been about 2 weeks since I recorded the last one. But, I'm back, and we're here with What Happens When You Write to Satan Instead of Santa, Part 5. My discussion with a succubus. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into it. I woke up the morning after my discussion with Miss Hatchetface feeling sore, both mentally and physically. Turns out that she had wanted to discuss some things that my body and mind were both woefully unprepared for. And for the sake of maintaining what shreds of my dignity remain, I'd rather not recount them here. Did he fuck the succubus? Sorry, that's not in part of the story. I'll only say that the experience left me drained and satisfied, the way one might feel after running a marathon and being beaten with shoes after they cross the finish line. That doesn't sound very fun. Anyways. Regardless, I hope it to be the first of many long, deep conversations to come. Okay, yeah, he definitely fucked the succubus. Oh dear. The next morning, Miss Hatchetface brought me a tray of what I'd call a demon's best attempt at breakfast in bed. She set the tray down on my lap as I fidgeted about in my torn and burned pajamas. I tried to I can't speak, I'm sorry. I tried to suppress the look of deep discomfort that came reflexively to my face as I eyed my questionable breakfast. There was a large bowl filled with a mess of shiny black tentacles, still worming their way around in a green slime. I called a small dessert plate that seemed to consist of nothing but purple flames, and a wine glass of what I surmised by smell to be pure gasoline. Wow, this looks... wow, I said, feeling rather unconfident in my poker face. Well, I competed in Hell's Iron Chef contest, Miss Hatchetface said proudly. Really? I had no idea Hell had an Iron Chef contest, I replied. Oh yes, Miss Hatchetface says. Although I didn't win, the medical examiner who performed the autopsy determined that it could not be conclusively proven that it was my food that had poisoned the taster. Anyways, eat up. You'll need to gain some strength back after last night. Cleared my throat nervously. I'm not hungry, I lied. Are you sure? She asked. Because I had some grave and unexpected news for you, and I was hoping to at least get your blood sugar up before I told you. You what now? I asked, nervously scratching my thigh through one of the burn holes in my pajama pants. I wanted to talk to Sarah, she said. What about her? Don't you think it's a little odd that Satan answered her letter with a 7-foot-tall demon teddy bear? Well, gee, I replied, now that you mention it. What I mean to say is, Miss Hatchetface leaned in a bit closer to me. I caught the scent of burning firewood with an undertone of something musky and sweet rising from her skin. Do you have any demon blood in your family? Actually, my grandfather was a demon, I said. Oh, really? No. I felt her tail, soft like lambskin, slapping gently against my calf muscle as she giggled. You're funny, Mr. Rogers, she said, but then her voice lowered to a conspiratorial tone as she leaned even closer. Do you think that Satan answers mail from every little girl that sends letters to him? she asked, her voice full of earnestness. How many little girls send letters to Satan? Well, they have to send them to somebody, don't they? She said. I mean, Santa never answers them, that fat old drunk. Are you saying that Santa Claus is actually... Look, she cut me off. Most girls would be terrified to death of a thing like Frank and Teddy, but Sarah seems to have a natural affinity for him. She seems to have no problem controlling him whatsoever. Can you do that? Well, no, I said. But I thought that was because of how Satan designed him. Ha ha! Miss Hatchetface laughed heartily. This time I was sure her tail must have left a mark as it slapped into my shins. Satan doesn't design anything. He just sits behind that desk and tells other people to design things. Still, though, somebody designed him, I said. Well, yes. But he has the soul of a demon. No ordinary mortal would be able to tame him. Satan must have known that. Otherwise, he never would have sent such a dangerous present in the first place. I wasn't sure if I trusted Miss Hatchetface's assessment. After all, my experience with Satan's judgment had resulted in fire-breathing butterflies, TV remote that gave you tinnitus, and a giant teddy bear who had sent my neighbor to hell. Then again, it had also resulted in Miss Hatchetface herself, and I really couldn't fault him for that. So what does that mean? I asked her, dreading that the answer would be anything but nothing at all. Your daughter is still a sweet little angel and nothing has to change. But that wasn't the answer Miss Hatchetface gave. Well, she replied, it just means that instead of learning the piano or saxophone after school, you should consider getting Sarah a tutor in satanic magic. Oh, is that all? I asked, suddenly growing very dizzy and taking a sip of the gasoline drink that Miss Hatchetface had brought me this morning. Oh my gosh. Oh, I say in surprise. It tastes like vanilla. Yes, it does, Miss Hatchetface said. Miss Hatchetface? Yes, Mr. Rogers? Are my ears smoking? Yes, Mr. Rogers. Okay. Took about an hour for the smoke in my ears to thin out to a light gray steam. By that time, Miss Hatchetface managed to convince me that getting Sarah an after-school satanic magic tutor was the right thing for our family. We were standing in the living room, my stomach rumbling as I watched Sarah lightly torment Frank and Teddy with a remote of minor inconveniences. First, she gave him a pig's tail. Then she blew his ears up to the size of dinner plates. Finally, she summoned a little blue sparrow that sat on his head and lightly pecked him every few seconds. Frank and Teddy didn't seem to mind the ears. He didn't seem to even notice the sparrow, but the pig's tail seemed to be concerning him greatly. I do not understand the purpose of this small, twirly appendage, he boomed out, craning his neck around to have a better look at it. It's funny, Sarah squealed. I see. The purpose is humor. I am suitably amused. Ha 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 ha. Sarah threw her head back against the couch cushions and kicked her feet up and down as she erupted with wild giggling. Oh, I am so tired. I am sorry that I keep yawning. Where was I? Ahem. I cleared my throat in a non-effectual attempt to get their attention. I turned hopelessly to Miss Hatchetface, who stuck 2 fingers in her mouth and wolf-whistled so loudly that the 2 picture frames on the mantelpiece cracked. Ahem, I said again, noting that my voice seemed suddenly quieter, even though I was sure I was still speaking at the same volume. Sarah, Miss Hatchetface and I have had a discussion, and we've decided that from now on, you're going to be receiving lessons from a tutor in satanic magic after school. My hope that Sarah would balk at the prospect of receiving any kind of lessons after school was squashed by her enthusiastic hooray! And I resigned myself to the fact that I was going to be inviting yet another demon into a household, which had already begun to feel crowded with them. So, I said, turning a little morosely back to Miss Hatchetface. Now that that's settled, I guess we should write to Satan and have him send somebody up? Miss Hatchetface opened her mouth to answer, but she was interrupted by a rigid 3 knocks at the front door. He grinned sheepishly, saying, That should be her now. Before I could ask, how in the hell, no pun intended, Satan had managed to already find out about that. I had agreed. The door was swinging open and my heart was sinking all the way down to my stomach as I saw what was standing in my doorway. It had the stooped, slumping shoulders of an old woman draped in an ugly vomit-green sweater that had little yarn baubles hanging off the ends at the sleeves. A reptilian tail poking out of the bottom of a thick canvas skirt slapped onto my porch in the same steady rhythm someone who has been kept waiting might impatiently tap their foot. Oh my god, that sentence made no sense. Hold on, let me reread that. I'm sorry. A reptilian tail poked out of the bottom of a thick canvas skirt, slapping on my porch in the same steady rhythm of someone who has been kept waiting might impatiently tap their foot. But worst of all was the face. It was the face of an old woman, lined so many times over by unforgiving years that it looked like a crumpled piece of tissue paper with veins underneath. Its angry, reptile yellow eyes were distorted beyond the thick fishbowl lenses of its bifocals. But the face wasn't the worst because it was ugly. No, that I could handle. The face was the worst because it was the face of my 6th grade English teacher, Miss Robbins. "Hello, Darren," Miss Robbins croaked out in her trademark one-tone of perpetual disappointment. I gasped out, "What the hell are you doing here?" Miss Robbins clucked her tongue the way she did when she was about to tell you off. I do not allow foul language in my classroom, Darren, no matter how old you are." "You're from hell?" I said desperately. "How could that possibly offend you?" "Would it offend you if I used your home country as an expletive, Darren?" As Miss Robbins looked over her bifocals at me, fixing me with that yellow reptilian gaze, I, all of a sudden, felt like I was in the 6th grade again, and I had done something very, very wrong, like going to the bathroom without a pass. I opened my mouth, closed it again, and turned to Miss Hatchetface. "I'm not leaving this spiteful old biddy teaching my kid," I said firmly. But before Miss Hatchetface could respond, I heard another smattering of giggles and turned to see Sarah standing on the end of Miss Robbins' tail as it clicked up and down, bouncing her up in the air a few inches each time. My bad. Miss Robbins was grinning down at her, the kindness of the smile managing to take some of the ugly out of her face. "Oh yes, dearie," she said. "It's quite fine, isn't it?" I suddenly remember why I had hated Miss Robbins so much as a kid. It was because she had treated the boys like hooligans and the girls like princesses. And she wasn't such a bad English teacher in the end. I had grown up to be a writer after all. Sarah turned to me, errant strands of hair falling over her face and sticking to her mouth. "Okay." "Hello." "Okay." "Gotcha." "I'm not turning the TV on, I'm just gonna, pretend we're not here." "I won't." "Bye." Okay, well, that was an interruption. I'm very sorry. I'm not gonna leave that out or start re-recording again because honestly, I like showing the fact that I'm not pretending to do things or anything, or I'm not hiding much. If you heard that phone call, I think my mic picked it up, but basically my dad's exhaust something part of his car was stolen, and they're going to get it fixed. So that's what my mom called to let me know about. So, yeah. Anyways, back to what I was reading. Where was I? Theron turned to me, errant strands of her hair falling all over her face and sticking to her mouth. She promptly puffed them away.
Can she stay, Daddy?
She asked, putting on the same look she did when she wanted an extra scoop of ice cream or an extra hour before bedtime. A look that she knew cut right through my heart and turned me into a yes machine.
Can she?
I looked from Sarah's hopeful puppy dog eyes to Miss Hatchetface's encouraging grin, to Frank and Teddy's indifference as the sparrow continued to peck at his head. I sighed and simply said, "All right," to which Sarah responded by exploding into a chorus of cheers and seizing Frank and Teddy's paws and jumping around in circles. "I am not aware of what is being discussed, so I will simply mirror your excitement," he boomed, and I noted with pleasure that Miss Robins seemed to regard him with an obvious distaste.
Would you like to step inside and take a seat?
Miss Hatchetface kindly smiled at Miss Robins, but the old English/Satanic magic teacher must have been immune to Miss Hatchetface's charm. She simply shot her a disgusted look and huffed her way into my house and up the stairs, that long reptilian tail flopping ridiculously on each step she climbed. Later that night, I was ready to hop in the shower and wash the suit off before a particularly vigorous discussion with Miss Hatchetface. Or after a particularly vigorous discussion with Miss Hatchetface. When I'd realized that my towel was gone, I assumed that Miss Hatchetface had put it in the laundry, so I left the water running and made it to leave when I saw her through the crack in the door. She was hunched over, holding something cupped between her hands, and speaking to it. Couldn't explain why, but I closed the door again until just a tiny open space remained, and pressed my ear up against it. I could only just hear what she was saying. "Yes, yes," she whispered to what was in her hands. "The old woman is here now. She called me a tart. Thank you very much." She paused as if listening to something that I could not hear. No, it's fine," she went on. "Doesn't suspect a thing. Everything is going according to plan." She paused again, this time for longer, and I began to wonder if she might have heard me, but then I heard the familiar whoosh of air that often accompanied the black and purple flames that meant something was vanishing into hell, followed by her footsteps trailing off downstairs. I decided the towel could wait, and it might behoove me to go ahead and hop in the shower. When I got out, a clean, dried, warm towel was hanging on the outside doorknob of the bathroom. Toweled myself off, and I had just finished wrapping it around my waist when Miss Hatchetface came back in.
"Oh, you're finished," she giggled. "I was beginning to worry you drowned in there."
"Oh, no, some of the soot was really caked on," I lied. She giggled again, but I saw something in her eye that looked like suspicion. "Hey," I said, breaking the awkward silence that had fallen. "Did you hear... Did you hear saying something to me while I was in the shower?" "What? Oh, wait, I read that wrong. Did I hear you saying something to me while I was in the shower?"
"Me?"
Miss Hatchetface's eyes widened in surprise. Though feigned or genuine, I could not tell.
"I was quiet as a mouse," she said sweetly. "Just reading one of your books."
Sure enough, one of my books was cracked open on the nightstand, but the uneasy feeling didn't go away. And as I lie awake that night, Miss Hatchetface's little pink chest softly rising and falling next to me, I wondered what exactly it was that I didn't expect. And apparently there's a part 6, so I guess this will go on longer, until I know exactly what's happening. I believe part 6 is the end, I think. But hopefully we'll see it soon, because the story is really good, and I'm very much excited. This story has been really fun to read, and I cannot wait to finally finish it, though, because the voices that I do for this really hurt my throat. But they're really fun, and I genuinely love doing these. It's so fun. And I'm very glad that there are still people that enjoy watching my content. You guys have given me a lot of happiness lately that I never really get because of my anxiety and depression and just the mental issues that I go through on a day-to-day basis, and I'm very thankful that you guys are here for me, because it's honestly a great feeling to have people who actually enjoy my content, and I know that I'm not a big YouTuber, and I probably will not be for a long time, but with the 18 subscribers that I have currently, I am very happy with it. I honestly didn't expect to be this far already. It's only been about a month or two. It's honestly really nice to be able to do this. I love being able to finally do something that I enjoy without the pressure of having to show my face or having to give away anything that I don't want to give away, because it really helps my mental stability. I'm a very anxious person, and it's not fun being scared to leave the house 24/7 or being terrified to even talk to your family. It's not the best. And I'm gonna be 18 in like 2 weeks, and I'm very excited. Honestly, life is giving me something to live for, and as a child, I never expected to live past the age of 16, or even up to 16. I'm living past 18, and I'm very, very happy, because as much as everything is going on and I'm going through so much and having so many mental breakdowns each day, it's been a lot better than it used to be. I am not dealing with as much stress as I was before, though I am very stressed as it is with school, as I have 29 credits and I need 11 more to graduate, because you need 40 to graduate. I am very much not on track. I might get stuck in summer school, and that's not gonna be fun. But I'm not as stressed with anything else other than school, and it's pretty nice. And then my lovely girlfriend, she's there for me when I need her to be, and I'm very happy that she's very supportive, and she is one of the first people to always watch my videos, and I'm very thankful for her. And I know, darling, that you're watching this video, and I'm going to say hello. I'm not going to say her name because I don't want people to eventually, like, find out about this and then just, like, I don't know, cause a drama? I don't. But, yeah. And I'm hoping that she's sleeping right now because it's very late where she lives. She lives in a different country than me. And it's very late there. It's about 11 at night for her. But it's about 4:11 p.m. here. So she's hopefully sleeping. If not, I'm gonna have to yell at her when I'm done recording this video. But that is all I have for you guys today. I'm not going to continue talking because I know that I'm gonna go on a rant that I don't need to go on. So, I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to. I'm not gonna ask you to do that. You can if you want. But I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you guys in the next video. I don't know if it'll be part 6 of this series for the next one, or if I'm going to start another series as well and then finish part 6, but we'll see what I do. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Love you!